Each morning, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with Verified Investing.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Drew Dosek, stepping in for Benjamin Poole as he is out of the office today. Guys, just a few moments ago, PPI data came out hotter than expected, coming in at 0.5 rather than forecasted at 0.3. Markets right now did not like that information, are starting to sell off. More details will be given at the game plan with Gareth Soloway at 9 o'clock. But first, let's jump into some charts and potential trading opportunities for today. All right, guys, let's get into the charts. Here we got the S&P 500 declining, as you see here on the charts. This is the SPY daily time frame. Look at the pre-market drop here at $683. As you can see here, a nice waterfall decline here in the stock market at the beginning of the day. Big report came out right here at 8:30. I'll zoom in at the 1-minute chart. You can see that big plunge that occurred. So what this does, folks, is it's going to make, I have a lot of levels on these charts that you see here at the top of the screen. We're likely going to have to play the more conservative levels. The more aggressive levels are likely going to get pierced. All right. So for today and going through to next week, be watching this inclining trend line very closely on the S&P 500, right around $678.17. If we break that area, we're going to be in for more downside in the market in the near term. All right, let's get into some stocks that had earnings. We have Intuit up first, had a great earnings report, but this stock has been beaten up recently. And I've got it on the 1-hour time frame so you can see price action after hours had a nice pop, then came straight back down. And if we flip off the after hours, you can see here, right here is going to be the most aggressive level for a day trade on this inclining trend line here, right around $359, just a pierce of that level. Now, if this level does get broken eventually today, I'm going to flip it over to the weekly time frame to show you guys. Look at this longer term support if price continues to plunge. In addition, look at the oversold nature of the RSI on the bottom of the screen with the weekly chart at 25.01. So any further downside, we're likely going to be catching traction for support. You can see here we've got the low of 2026 in May at $339.36, followed by this inclining trend line at $334. And then lastly, if this pierces, right around $314.21, but software has been beaten up, clearly displayed on the screen. We were foreshadowed this too, guys. Look at this weekly topping tail, decline in the charts, bear flag, boom. But this is much bigger than the measured move that's contained with this sort of consolidation in this pattern on the charts. So we're likely due for a bounce, thus the aggressive level that you see there on the hourly chart, right around here at $360. All right, guys. Next up, Dell. Dell had a great report yesterday, started surging in the markets, pushing up higher. Most aggressive level for a short today is going to be at $139.77. Notice what's happened here, though. We've had a bear flag consolidation, and now we're ripping up out of that bear flag. Whenever bear flags or any pattern fails, we normally have the biggest move in the opposite direction, like what's occurring today. So be watching this level. That, as I said, the most aggressive, which corresponds with the top end of this big red candle from December 12th. Should we pierce that, we're going to be coming up to the very next major pivot high from December 8th at $142.34. I doubt we get up there at $145 today, simply because of that PPI data that came out in the market, pulling the price down on Dell just a little bit more. You can see we were up higher just a few moments ago, and then have since now started to decline back on the chart. So to remind you, levels for Dell, 139.77 and 142.34. And the way to do this too, you can inch into the position. You can play a little bit here, add to the position at a pierce of 140, and then add here at 142.34 to bring up your average for that eventual decline. Next up, Monster Beverage also reported earnings. Had a nice earnings beat. Price action after hours, though, came right down and tagged this inclining trend line right around 82.50. You can see that right through here, just pierced it, then just meandered all the way back up. So right now, still currently with price basically flat on the day, this is this current support right at 82.50 on the chart, clearly displayed with an inclining trend line from November 6th. Now, if we break this, this is one of those situations, guys. I'm not necessarily interested in day trading a stock that's all the way up here at the all-time highs, because once selling pressure kicks off, we're likely to break through certain levels. Thus why I've got this inclining trend line here, which will probably be a better medium-term level at $76.15. Now, if we start plunging straight down into there, we should get a technical bounce taking us up to around the $80 level. Next up, Autodesk. Autodesk also came out with earnings. They did beat on both earnings per share as well as revenue, and price this morning is pushing up. So we've got a couple different levels for support. You can see I've got an inclining trend line back here from June of 2022, and that area cuts through current price. But notice what it does. I was able to connect that through this pivot low, and we've already gotten price above this area. Nice pierce, come up, retrace, and then we pierce it again, all to just bounce right back up, currently into a little bit of resistance right here on the charts. So if we get any selling pressure right here at $224.74, will be that first major level of support on the day. You can see here on the weekly chart too, this stock is just oversold, due for a bounce. Now, yes, we can consolidate, form a bear flag, and then fall even more. But right now, what I see on the chart, we're more inclined for a near-term bounce. Thus, this level could be a decent level for anybody interested in a near-term play going long. Now, once that price action moves up higher, should we start rocketing up? Gap fill resistance here at $255.57. Followed by this declining trend line at $267.07. All right, next up, Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab, as you see here, also declining after earnings. We did have a double beat. However, Rocket Lab investors didn't meet their expectations. Now, notice, guys, we've got a decline and a bear flag. If this bear flag breaks, watch out below. Thus, I recommend going with a conservative level. The bottom here is at $63.87. More aggressive traders can jump in around $65, but I anticipate price to pierce that level, potentially come a little bit lower, as the next gap fill is right around $60. Next up, ZScaler. ZScaler also dropping down this morning off of earnings. You can see here we did actually have a double beat, but not good enough for investors. Now, this is facing much more pressure than Intuit. So I would recommend being very conservative here at the 138.87 level. Already price action is piercing the first level of 147.86. Could get okay support on this trend line at 141. I'd rather wait for a pierce of 140 before I start inching into the position. Now, if we drop any further than that, next support at 132 on the charts. Coreweave, last earnings play update for you guys. Coreweave, as you see here, they did miss on earnings per share, beat on revenue, but man, they're starting to get smacked down so far this morning. First area of support is going to be on this inclining trend line here at $78.94, just a pierce of $79, with backup support down here at gap fill at $74.65. I do like this today. Should this start plunging a little bit further, I likely will take this in the live day trading room. Next up, a couple of charts I want to go over for swings just ever so quickly. NVIDIA, guys, is the elephant in the room, all right? If NVIDIA is under pressure, this market cap is so large, it's going to pull down the rest of the markets. Today, we're coming down further on NVIDIA. This is beyond a crack in the ice. This is something we really need to pay attention to, all right? So where's the level we really need to pay attention to before markets potentially could start selling further? Well, let's look at that. Let's take a look at that chart. And would you see this inclining trend line back here from April lows? Now, this was a recent pivot touch, so this easily could break again. The more frequently these levels get hit in consecutive order, the less support they provide. But today, that level is $177.32. If we get under that and confirm, watch out, guys. Minor support here at 170, followed by major support at $153. We could be coming down, bouncing up, and then having a bigger sell down in the coming days. One other stock I'm interested in potentially for a long swing trade is Microsoft. This stock is beaten up. You see here on the charts, it's come down nearly in a straight line the past few weeks. Clearly oversold on the weekly chart here at 30.44. we're likely due for a technical bounce that could take us as high as this 450 level. Now, keep in mind, with markets under pressure, we still could pierce this level, but I still like this as a very good long opportunity for the near term. Lastly, folks, checking out LITE. Look at this massive daily topping tail registered on Wednesday. If we get any sort of retrace into this, you can then start executing a short play. Short would be at $738.87 for that 50% retrace, 75% retrace at $751.93. The break level for this current trend today is at $650. Be watching this. We could be having some decent downside on this chart because it's really run off of the charts to the upside. All right, guys, thanks so much. A lot of great levels, a lot of stocks moving today, but guys, be cautious today. PPI came in hot, markets are coming down, NVIDIA is coming down too. You better believe other investors will be looking for the exit. So just be careful, be nimble with these day trades, and make some good money today. Get ready for the weekend. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Send this out to your friends and family if they too want to learn how to make some money every morning in the stock markets. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.